this is an Aghanim 1 seed.
I can see the argument why some wouldn't want to do Aga 1 early, because what if there's a way around it? They're just a lift, upgrade, or a hammer away, so I can't fault runners who hold out.
Yeah. Just think of it as an extended beach. I mean, he's not wrong. Alright. Oh, looks like Hesjustaboy gonna try some splash deletion here.
Heard of this. Not tried it myself.
Don't think he quite got it, though. Nope. Alrighty. So yeah, Dragonstrike gonna receive the bad news about those flippers on Desert Ledge. And check the Gina. And then that is going to send Dragonstrike to be our first runner to ascend Aga's tower. Hesjustaboy forgetting he does not actually have a sword water walk, and it's going to have to go the long way around here. And he's really just going to be ever so pleased when he gets 20 rupees off of King's Aura here. There's a minus 480 for you. And with that, Dragonstrike now making the only play that is left to our runners. Gonna be going up Aghanim's tower. And what does Hesjustaboy have left to do that he saved and quit the Sanctuary for? Oh yeah, he hasn't done Sick Kid, yeah. Math, as far as I can tell, streams are actually all online, yeah.
Yep, all systems go.
I haven't seen a purchase that bad since I started the Ouya. Oof! Oh!
Ow! That's savage.
Nice! That's some prime r/suicide by words there, but actually no, that'd be kamikaze by words. Alright. Meanwhile, Dragonstrike already in the Dark Maze for the Aga Tower key there. Hesjustaboy, not gonna be too far behind here.
I look at what our runners have here, and this climb shouldn't be that difficult because they have half magic plus fire rod, so a number of enemies that are in the way are going to get roasted.
Yep. About the only enemy that really requires it is these guys right here that Hesjustaboy is about to incinerate with the fire rod. Everybody else you can kind of avoid or can just as easily take out with a few sword slashes, so...
How beefy the red guards are. I could have seen a fire rod work, but bow works too.
Yeah.
Except when you miss.
Yep. I was just about to say I kind of forgot the red guards are a thing. All right, fire rod coming out for this particular set for Dragonstrike.
No boomerang, so you gotta lift the pot and get the key that way. So now the question is, Chad, how many blue balls will our runners see today?
And that's going to be anywhere from 0 to 15 is the maximum, because the way that fight is coded, you are guaranteed to see an energy ball on the first throw from Aga 2, and then every 4 cycles, I believe, he does the lightning bolt.
Yeah, the way I remember it is your first cycle is always going to be red, then your next 3 are 50-50 to be red or blue, and then every 5th shot is lightning from the top of the screen, and then the cycle restarts.
Okay.
At least that's how I remember it.
One guaranteed.
Uh-oh.
51. Oh, Hesjustaboy. Uh-oh. Also, there's one.
This could get dicey. I wouldn't have a problem breaking out Bombos in a pinch on an Aga climb. Just to clear a room.
There's two. And the other thing of note here is these patterns are the same for both runners on the first attempt at the fight, then the randomization kicks back in. So if this fight goes, there's three. If this fight is nasty and Hesjustaboy has to survive it for longer, that's also going to play a factor. So we've seen 3 blue balls so far. And that is all we're going to see. Dragonstrike1988 takes out Aghanim 1 and is into the Dark World. Hesjustaboy hopefully not going to be too far behind, but 1.5 hearts left. If you slip up and take a blue ball or get too close to Aghanim, it can get bad. Just a big 20 on the pyramid ledge. So that is not our answer. We're going to see what Catfish has in store for us.
Nice play by Dragonstrike to hold on to that rock just a bit longer to kill the enemy waiting to ambush Link on the next screen.
Yep. I'll have to remember
Especially with how hard those things hit.
Yeah, those are the bane of any low health runner's existence.
And a low percent run, I might add.
Yep.
Anyway, Hesjustaboy has made it through.
Indeed, and gets that refill because we did at least find that Moon Pearl. And speaking of health, Catfish offering a full heart container. Which Dragonstrike says, you know what, I'm good. We have not found that mirror yet, so until we do, a save and quit is still going to spit you out in the light world to prevent a soft lock situation.
Dragonstrike having a bit of trouble getting back to that portal because those red guards, after Aga 1 gets beaten, aggro right onto Link when he gets close enough on that screen, which can really muck up running strat.
Yep. And that is an example of another reason why runners want to avoid doing Aga 1 as long as possible, because defeating Aghanim 1 causes the enemies in the overworld, the light side overworld, to change, and they all become more difficult and higher in number. So it gets a bit more annoying to navigate the light world. All right, Hesjustaboy skips Catfish for now, going to go immediately into Palace of Darkness.
Map check, and we've got our pendants up at Turtle Rock and Ice Palace.
And Turtle Rock was our green pendant. Our restreamer pointing out it does help a little bit if you're in a situation where you find yourself needing to restock for a Ganon fight. You can just save and quit and go directly to the pyramid in this particular situation. So
that was a planned death by Dragonstrike because he was low on health, decided to take the dive, get some health back.
Yep, and it's about as quick as just running back in the first place, so it's really kind of a net positive.
No hammer either, so Dragonstrike probably setting up for another one.
Yep. Yep, deliberately avoids the heart in the other pot there, so yeah, I do believe he is setting up for that Death Warp. Might be setting up a bit too much for said Death Warp for my liking, but...
I think that Jelly might have helped in that regard, stopping him from taking spike damage.
Alright.
There's the Titan's mitts!
Alright, and now both of our runners are going to be taking a death warp here.
Hesjustaboy opting to just take the spike slider multiple times.
Yep.
Not a safe ride.
Indeed. Alright, so both runners are going to be making their way to the back half of Palace of Darkness here now. Yeah, William Flagg talking about wishing that just once we could see a super jet seed on Restream, and honestly, those can get just as hyper as like bad seeds to commentate on, because just the onslaught of items in itself is a rare event.
Yeah, it reminds me of that one seed where Gem came very close to sub-houring. I saw that hat go down, and needless to say, I was amazed.
So, Dragonstrike looks like he's preparing for a hammer yump here. I think he has it? Question mark?
He's got the bomb placement.
Got it!
He got it, but it was a compass.
And we're going to have a high five here as our runners approach the same area from different locations. Map and piece of heart, so welp. So that's going to about do it for what we can do in Palace of Darkness here. Not a whole lot has come up for our runners.
Yeah, this has all the makings of a hard double dip of this dungeon, because we don't have the hammer. Usually it's the bow, but not today.
Yep. And that's an interesting point of order as well. Our runners were good-naturedly joking in the race room prior to this race starting that they did not want a trolley hammer location again. Welp, here we are. Let's see here. Exact quote from Dragonstrike. Just no hammer in Swamp Palace again, please. Red Mail.
There's Red Mail King Soup. There's like, wait a minute. That went down in game 1, I presume, yeah?
Yes.
I have not seen a seed do that since, like, version 21. So it's been a while, and that's just disgusting to think about.
It's the second time I've heard of that happening in the Challenge Cup alone. So, fun times. Looks like Hesjustaboy gonna take those Titans and head to the Village of Outcasts Skull Woods area here. Let's see here. There was something else that they were joking about beforehand. Oh, they were informing our restreamer of the Assured Swords variant, and joked, "Can we have Assured Hammer instead, please?" And
honestly, I would not be surprised if that became a mode based off that suggestion. Actually, no, I'm gonna do one different and say Hammer's going to be buried deep in Ice Palace. This seems like the kind of seed that would do that.
Oh, come on.
Hey, you wanna hear one worse? Hey, Candace Samaria.
Yeah,
Candace Samaria. I played a Combo Miser seed that had a mirror deep in Ice Palace, and mirror was locking the hammer, making that a hard double dip. I'm at least sparing you guys from that.
Hammer where Ice Rod was last night. No. No.
Dare I ask, for those who missed it, where that was?
That was in the iced tea room of Ice Palace last night.
I do think Ice Rod Go mode's one of the worst things that you can have, and thankfully we don't necessarily have that this seed.
I mean,
unnecessarily.
I mean, there is. Speaking of last night's seed, we saw a pretty filthy hammer location in that seed as well. The hammer was on the magic bat last night on ZSR.
I have had that happen to me in 2 different seeds. One of them I was racing with a friend, and and another one I was like, wait a minute, logically I can get to this, let's check it. Boom, hammer. Had a good laugh over it because it was just a for fun seed, not a serious seed. A serious seed, I might have used Quake on that pedestal for the bat.
Yeah. But yeah, last night's seed had. So the chain of logic was you received powder in a Spear Zero check that I'm forgetting. And then you got you got your Dark World access pretty easily, and then you had to go to Skull Woods to get the flippers off of Pinball Room, which sent you to Waterfall Cave to get the mirror off of Waterfall Ferry, which then let you get into Magic Bat for the hammer.
Oh, that's just nasty. People always talk about the one-off checks being trolly. What about the regular checks that pull stuff like that? Oh, hey, Ether Medallion.
Yeah, Ether Medallion as our second item in Skull Woods. Interesting. So, potential Misery Mire starter pack right there. Also, while we were discussing trolley logic, that was in fact a very nice Mothula fight on He's Just a Boy's part, and looks like Dragonstrike's following up with a pretty decent one of his own.
Yeah, Fighter Sword and Mothula isn't fun, especially when you don't have hammer. Both our runners did well with this.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't hurt that both of our runners had red mail to mitigate the amount of damage this fight can do. Our tracker pointing out, technically, our runners do still need the flute. But, and yes, half magic fire rod is indeed a very large help. But, speaking of one-off trolley locations, you want to know something else last night's seed had? How about Hookshot on Graveyard Ledge?
Yeah, that's hey, could be worse. Could be a bumper cave, which today is just 100 rupees.
Yep. But yeah, if you're looking for to watch a seed troll both runners simultaneously with 2 different items, go watch last night's race from Zelda Speedruns 1, because oh boy, that was a doozy. Meanwhile, looks like we are going to see the Village of Outcasts checks. Or have been seeing them, because I've been paying more attention to Dragonstrike's screen than I have He's Just a Boy.
Yeah, CS was just a piece of art. And the prize is arrows at the chess game.
Alrighty. And there goes the opening of Thieves Town. And there we go.
Some runners won't make this play without hammer because they want to make sure they don't hammer lock an item that they need, which can happen here. I mean, it is the risk you take when you enter Thieves Town without hammer. Right now, it looks like He's Just a Boy is accepting that risk.
Yeah, because yet another trolley location for the hammer we've seen lately is in the Maiden's Chest. Which is yikes.
Yeah, that is yikes, but there is one more yikes we could get, and I'm really not going to mention it until we get Mirror and Flute, but I'm just going to plan it now. If we don't find Hammer soon and we find those 2 first, I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody just run right backdoor Mire into Desert, or heck, even Book will do it. Because, well, Book and Mirror, I should say, because we could potentially have it on the Pyramid Fairy, which means this seed really wanted you to do Wagon 1. very nice Hellway by Hesjustaboy. Lined up the right pixel perfectly and ran right through it.
Yep. Oh. Alrighty, what is in the attic here? Just a compass.
No small key, so that's a good sign.
True. So now we just literally want to see anything except the small key in the next chest we open, which is going to be the maiden cell.
Even the ice rod would be better than that, strange as that sounds.
Well, I mean, Turtle Rock is our green pendant today, so this seed could go so far as to troll and put a progressive item on the green pendant that Trinex is holding.
Endgame decides it's going to be rude.
Oh boy. Oh dear. Well, that's a problem.
Yep. Let's see what Blind has. We know Blind's got jokes.
Yeah. I don't think Blind can logically have the hammer.
Good question. If Blind does, then that's just evil.
Yep. Our read streamer is pointing out that Blind can indeed logically have the hammer.
If that happens, do you head right back in? I would. No, we got a Master Sword.
Yep, I was about to say, we're not going to find out, because that is the Master Sword. See, really just like, hey, have you done Aggo yet? Huh? I mean, you kind of had to at this point, but... All right,
sometimes randomizer can be a cruel mistress.
Indeed. All right, so we're gonna go see what Alec Baldwin has for us here, and then I would not be surprised to see Jeremiah taken on the world tour here.
With how this seed's set up, that would make sense.
All right, 3, 4. There's 10 digs. $20. 21 digs for 20 rupees. Wow.
No, no, thank you.
That is a really poor return on investment there.
I see no world tour happening, but I do see a Stumpy check in our future.
Yep. And that's the powder!
Oh, this just got interesting. I mean, that's helpful when you have to deal with anti-fairies and such. But when you don't have hammer, now you're wondering if the mirror shows up. Do we just check magic? Knowing what happened first seed, you just check magic bat?
Yeah, that race was not between these two runners, and I don't think either runner was watching that race. But that is definitely a thought that crossed my mind. Was, are we really going to have 2 restreamed races in a row where hammer is on the magic bat? That's the hook shot.
Finally, east side of Death Mountain open for business, and I think Hesjustaboy is going to capitalize on that.
Yep. Speaking of capitalizing on things, Dragonstrike is taking Jeremiah on that world tour. So we're going to see what the Dwarven swordsmiths have to offer us, most likely. Meanwhile, Hesjustaboy is indeed just gonna immediately take that hook shot and cross the broken bridge over to East Death Mountain here. I would not be surprised to see him do Spiral Cave to come back down and then go into the Dark World and do Dark Death Mountain.
Routing-wise, that makes sense.
Unless we find Hammer here in Paradox. Or Spiral, I suppose, technically.
We see Hammer in Paradox, he's probably going to head straight to Hera. Sure, it's only 2 items, you might not need the pendant. Moldor might live, but honestly, it's part of the mountain, it's such a short dungeon, it's really one of those why not deals.
Right.
And Paradox Cave is a paradoxical dud.
Yep.
While Jeremiah yielded big reward in terms of 300 rupees.
So a net gain of 290 rupees, because you do have to pay 10 rupees to the breadsmiths there. Granted, that's technically because in the original game you pay 10 rupees to have your Master Sword upgraded to Tempered. Speaking of Tempered...
Say its name and it appears. Tempered swords on the island. I'd head there with the mirror, for sure. Because that makes a lot of fights much easier, especially Ganon.
Yeah, although, with both of the dungeons up here being pendants, Cane of Burna there in Spiral Cave. Like, if you find the mirror, like, here in, here on Dark Death Mountain, yeah, go ahead and grab Timber. But unless you have another compelling reason to come back up here afterwards, if there isn't up, that's a kind of a long walk. And there is still another sword in the item pool. Could snag it on the way to Gan's Tower, correct.
Like, if you check pedestal and that's where the other sword is, you definitely pick that up, no doubt.
Yeah. In before the third sword's in hook shot and this entire conversation becomes moot.
Randomizer would do that because the game knows.
All right. There's the mirror!
Well, might as well now!
Yep! And the Book of Medora! Uh-oh!
Well, we got 3 more checks on this mountain after this, so... I'd say going into Hera just became a slightly better play than it was looking about, 2 minutes ago.
Yep. Wow. Wow, indeed. That was a combination of items right there. That did indeed escalate quickly. Hopefully Ganon doesn't kill a guy with a trident this seed. Alright, Hesjustaboy gonna go ahead and get some information while he's here. We're gonna need that Ether Medallion if we want to get into Total Rock today. Hopefully we don't want to get into Total Rock today because that's a green pendant. Alright, gonna take that mirror and head over here to the Ether Tablet. We still technically don't have Hammer. We just have Mirror and the Book of Medora.
I was just thinking, probably the worst thing this seed could do right now is either throw Flute Deep into Green Pendant TR, or put it on pedestal, which would make it an Oops All Dungeons.
Ugh. Just ew.
Yeah, I started rolling fewer seeds after I rolled one for a weekly race. It was like, I was like, okay, the fans love this, but the runners, no.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, both runners gonna go ahead and pick up that tempered after the gift of mere right in hook shot. We are not fire locked in Hera as far as progression. The item itself might still be fire locked down there, but we shall see. There's some bombs. Oh, he's just a boy. Hook shot.
That's
a little bit too
rude.
early, and gets decimated by that energy ball.
Yep, the Sparky decided, nope.
That's why I always just kind of stand at the edge and wait for it to pass, because if I didn't, I would be doing that constantly. I would just constantly be getting hit by that thing. Alright, so there is the small key to allow us access to the fire-locked room in Tower of Hera.
It looks like Dragonstrike's setting up for Herapot. With an item dash, I might add.
Interesting. Oh,
Moldorm's having none of that business today.
Moldorm 1, runner 0. I don't understand why Dragonstrike is Herapotting, but... Moldorm is just really putting up a fight for he's just a boy. There we go.
Not in the basement.
Alright. Not in the basement, but also not really anything important. Apart from that blue pendant, which we don't yet know if that's going to be important or not. Because there are still a few items that could be on that pedestal that we need.
I think He's Just a Boy was trying to mirror out from the top of the dungeon, but you can't do that when a crystal or a pendant is spawned in.
Yeah. Herapot is a good time save if the dungeon happens to be fire locked and you don't have fire, or you just don't want to do the break room, because that is a good 30-second time loss that you cannot avoid. But when the big key was not fire locked, I don't understand why you would Herapot, apart from just practice. But why would you be practicing? Why would you be practicing in a tournament race, especially a tournament quarterfinal race? But at any rate, that's a question for another time, possibly about half an hour, 45 minutes from now. As my co-com said, we are indeed getting that desert check.
I don't think that's what's going to be checked first, given the circumstances.
Ice Rod!
There's the Ice Rod!
Oh, no.
Chilling out in the desert, so,
I appreciate that pun.
Rock, maybe?
I appreciate that pun. I just want to let you know. Okay, so we did need those boots, as that was the small key on the torch. So we needed those boots to get that small key to come over here to get the big key.
We're getting Magic Bat now from Dragonstrike. Is this the hammer?
Nope, just 20 rupees. And yeah, this is also going to unlock access to Pyramid Fairy on He's Just a Boy. Okay, and Butter Sword! So there's both of our items out of Desert itself.
Well, we didn't need Tempered Sword, turns out, but it was still a good pickup.
Yeah, no. In game, good pickup. Alright, so Hesjustaboy gonna go pick up those flippers, and then he's gonna go kill himself with a landmill. And we are just looking for the flute and the hammer here. Oh, Dragonstrike using some strats there to trick the purple chest into following him while he runs, which is something you usually can't do with the purple chest. Alright, K45 here.
Bombs.
Alrighty. Okay. A little bit of lag on Dragonstrike's side there. And an enemy conga line. Alright. So Landmillus fight coming up for Hesjustaboy. Butter Sword, Half Magic, Fire Rod. This should not be very much of a grueling challenge, and indeed it isn't. Just $5 off the purple chest today.
I'm surprised that the thieves sign that says, "Pay no attention to this man, just leave him alone." I'm surprised that sign didn't get yeeted. Let's just say I've done that.
Alright, Bombo's tablet checked now. That's just a little piece of love. Alright, Save and Quit coming out for Hesjustaboy. What is we going to do next? Okay. That was a sentence that just happened. Meanwhile, Hesjustaboy, Save and Quit to Link's house. We've got Swamp, we've got Ice, we do have access to Pyramid Fairy with the defeat of Landmillus.
Hesjustaboy didn't do these checks.
Correct, he did not do Hobo. And yeah, Kane and Hookshot, and, well, Hesjustaboy, well, Dragonstrike gonna be receiving his Ice Rod here momentarily. Yeah, we are fully kited out for a full clear of Turtle Rock. Green Pendant Turtle Rock. Except, yeah, we need the hammer to get in. That would be something we would need, yes.
Yeah, the only way that hammer's not needed to enter Turtle Rock is if you're playing an inverted seed. Yeah, inverted has some weird things to your brain logic-wise. I'll leave it at that.
Alright, so Hesjustaboy using those flippers to check Waterfall. Not going to be happy with the results. Although it does look like he's going to empty out a bottle and see what the fairy is going to give him for free. Yeah, green goo. Not the worst, but definitely not the best option available. Alright. Oh, Ice Palace play by Hesjustaboy coming right up.
This is a bold play. Now, usually if I go into Ice Palace without hammer, I'm not doing bomb jump because I'm in there for just specifically digging for items.
Was the graveyard ledge checked? No, we have not seen either runner check that. But if you do that and find the hammer. True. All right. Little piece of love. So there's item number 1 in Ice Palace down. All right. Dragonstrike making his way through the back here to make his way to the Landless fight. And we'll see if he decides to follow in Hesjustaboy's footsteps and do the Ice Palace play, or if he decides to investigate the Pyramid Fairy. Alright. Grabs the key, flips the switch. Looks like Hesjustaboy is going to go ahead and... Never mind, he did not flip the switch. I misheard that.
Yeah, he had the switch set for if you were gonna do the bomb jump, and he just changed it to normal.
Okay. Bowls a strike. Nicely done. Meanwhile, Dragonstrike evaporates Landmolus, receives his second of the paired 5/6 crystals. Gonna be making his way to his next endeavor here. There's the hammer!
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I called that. And
Hello!
Hesjustaboy is saying, I'm so out of here.
Yep. That was the second of 3 items in Ice Palace. But now, here's the real evil thought. How about a flute on Cold Stare? Meanwhile, Dragonstrike is I've seen this.
Hesjustaboy's case. Oh wait, Dragonstrike's going for Swamp, thinking that Hammer's gonna be here.
Again.
We just found out where it actually is, and it's in an equally bad place, in my opinion.
Yeah, so Dragonstrike is like, I've seen this movie before. This hammer's gonna be in Swamp again, isn't it? And he's gonna go ahead and cut that off the pass. Unfortunately for him, as you just pointed out, we have seen the truth of the matter, and it's not here. Oh boy. Both of our runners are going to be in Swamp Palace at the same time. Unfortunately for one of them, they aren't going to be able to clear it, whereas Hesjustaboy is going to be able to.
This game, I tell ya.
Hammer was actually in Ice Palace. It wasn't quite the iced tea room. It was the room with 2 of the gosh, I've forgotten their names. It was the
second freezer room.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
I was right about Hammer being someplace dirty in this seed, that's for sure. But what if Dragonstrike finds the food at Pyramid Fairy? That could steer him into mire.
Oof. Alright, Bombable. Oh wait, we already saw this because Dragonstrike obviously got the swamp first. My bad. One nice thing about this being an AGA 1 seed and us having the mirror is it makes delivering the big red bomb pretty darn easy. Alright. Well, we got 10 arrows and 300 rupees. Yeah. Yeah, Hesjustaboy immediately mirrored as soon as he got that hammer. Like, he went into his menu and got the mirror out and was right out of there. Alright, grabs that key. He's heading to the compass room here. I think so, Math, but just Just where on earth are we gonna get that much Swiss cheese? I've really got to find a better reference from me. Keep doing the Animaniacs joke, but yeah, there is one location left for the flute that can seriously troll all runners. By the way, Silver's on Graveyard Ledge. Just FYI, just putting that out there. But yeah, there is a location beloved by Twitch viewers of Randomizer far and wide where that flute can still logically be.
Dragonstrike, that's not the way to the portal. You gotta be in the light world. There you go.
Alright, there's the big key in the back of Swamp, and He's Just a Boy gonna go ahead and check that out real quick. Maybe?
I am not sure what he's doing.
Oop. Okay. Oh, setting up a key dash, okay.
Ah, that's what that was.
Oh, that's actually
That's
good.
one way around the glitch stairs. The way I usually do is I'm holding right or left as Link is going up, and then as soon as I see him stop moving, I hit down. He's good. And He's Just a Boy is just about at Argus, a pirate's favorite boss in this game.
Wow. That... Sorry, that joke caught me off guard. Gold Sword, yeah, gonna be able to just evaporate Argus here. We need to figure out where that flute is post-haste. And it is not in what we've seen of Swamp so far.
There's still big chests on left side with 3 items at large. I say go right back in.
Wait, He's Just a Boy didn't go back and check the big chest? I thought that's what he was doing.
Oh, he didn't go left side, my bad.
Yeah.
And he's just bouncing, not even worried about it.
Okay.
Not sure I would have left side Swamp alone in this particular instance. It's Dragonstrike gets the
rage
hammer,
slashes.
there's the rage slashes. He's not stopping there, he's going on to finish this dungeon, and I don't blame him. The seed's already done
so
one nasty.
So this is going to be a pivotal point. If Cold Stare or the other item in... Oh, wait, hold on. He thought better of it.
You baited.
Yep. There is still one item outstanding in Ice Palace. There is a possibility that it is either Flute or Quake or something leading to one of those 2 items. Actually, well, about the only thing that can lead, quote-unquote, to that would be the pendant that Cold Stare is guarding, which would be filthy.
At this point, I'd be taking a moment to check Pedestal to make sure that I don't have to just dungeon dive like crazy. And if I see that it's there, then I'm just going ham on dungeons.
Mm-hmm. Oh, William Flagg pointing out that the pegs weren't in the right position to go to the Cold Stare fight, and that's why Dragonstrike noped out. Like he did, because Dragonstrike had forgotten that he hadn't quite set up the pegs correctly.
I can understand why he didn't. He wasn't anticipating finding Hammer in the dungeon. Now, if you're gambling on Hammer being in the dungeon anyway, then yeah, I can see us setting that up anyway. But in that situation, you're not expecting it, and then you get it. Changes things up a little bit.
Math being math and wishing for evil.
Yep.
I want Quake and Ice Palace for Meyer. And then Ravis deciding to, you know, just be one-upsmanship.
There's always a good case of one-upsmanship in chat.
Oh. Apologies that I'm kind of going in and out here. I just had something brought to my attention that I need to correct. So, excuse me for a moment.
Meanwhile, Hesjustaboy is heading back to Pod to finish the double dip, which may have seemed like a long road to get to, but in reality, it was. What am I talking about? It was Titan's Mitts in the dark, in the Bowlock side, to getting the book along with the mirror up in Hookshot Cave after getting the Hookshot out of Pipe Cave, to then getting the flippers off of Desert Ledge, to then the final step in the logic, getting the hammer out of the second Freezor chest in Ice Palace. So yeah, safe to say logic did it dirty.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Oh, I completely forgot that Palace of Darkness is still a thing. Because it's crystal. Yeah, we kind of need to do this.
So Dragonstrike goes back for the big 20. Oh god, Thieves Town. What if that is where the flute is?
Oh, that is disgusting.
That'd be dirty.
That would indeed be dirty.
So now we're getting our Helmasaur King fight from Hesjustaboy. And with the sword level we're at, it's just the 17 hammer strikes, and then 2 strikes with the butter sword, and Helmasaur King is done.
Yes, he is. That's a vanilla heart container.
Probably the kindest thing we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Now, if Flute were there, then that would have been a real screwy double dip.
Yep.
And Dragonstrike gets the Silver Strike on Argus.
Nice. Alright. So what next for our runners here?
Oh, I know where Hesjustaboy is headed off to. This is a Turtle Rock play.
Oh boy.
Now here's the thing about Turtle Rock. It's 5 items in the dungeon itself. Mimic Cave Access gives you a 6. Green Pendant makes it 7. So it's 7 chances to come up with that flute. In terms of item density, this definitely makes sense.
So, you know, it's kind of been halfway brought up by chat a few times. I don't think we've officially addressed it on the air. We do not know what medallion we need to get into Misery Mire yet.
True that, so when we do find the flute, that is a Schrodinger's Go mode situation, because your Go mode if it's not Quake.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So, and yeah, I just realized without the flute, we can't find that information out. So, oh man. This seed is just deciding
This seed's nasty.
Yeah. All right. So he's just a boy heading into that green painted Turtle Rock.
Not happy about it.
Yeah, because the answer is always Turtle Rock until it's not Turtle Rock. Medallion or flute on pedestal. Nope, how about flute right there? Oh my! And here we are. We've got a 66% chance of being in Go mode. We're gonna hear the Hyrulean National Anthem, and then we're gonna find out if we need that Quake medallion. Hold on to your butts, chat. This just got interesting.
Yeah, good to remember to mirror before saving and quitting in this situation, otherwise you do wind up on top of the pyramid.
Alright, yeah. Alright, so he's just a boy making a mad dash here to activate that flute. And there it is. Everybody please rise for the Hyrulean National Anthem.
And I put a goose emote in chat, as usual. Thankfully there is a global one.
Nice. Alright, at 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 18 seconds, the goose is loose, the duck is amuck, the mallard is empowered, the pheasant is present. Any other duck-based or bird-based puns you want to throw out would be great. You know, then again, more of those might just be foul play at this point.
That is a foul ball.
All right.
Spring training starts in a couple weeks. That's Bombos. We are on our way. And along with some roasted murderdactyl as an offering, we are now officially in Go mode.
Yep.
Now the big question for Meyer is, where's the big key? How far in will we have to go? I think Dragonstrike might be checking pedestal. It's not it, but I'm interested to see what it is. Watch it be quick to set up the bait and switch.
Chat, nicely done picking up with a few more puns of your own there. I won't read them out to save any more psychic damage for anybody who takes it from those puns. Alright, so what is on that pedestal? It is not a Godmire from the looks of it, as that is a heart container there. Well, never mind, he's just a boy. Didn't check this chest first, like I usually do. Just Scoutcast, move right along.
Yeah. Head was dead from the start. I have to remember that one for golf. Because an albatross is also known as a double eagle.
Yep.
Dragonstrike making the correct play up to Turtle Rock. We know it's the correct play, but
Yep.
we shall see what he does from there, because it's still a... He doesn't know that he's set for Meyer. To him, it would be a 2 and 3.
But I honestly think he makes the same call that he's just a boy did here. And in that he goes, I'm going to go check that. Because Misery Mire is our final crystal. and doing the rest of Turtle Rock to try and find Quake sight unseen. By the way, Misery Mire, the exact opposite of a God Mire, the big key is going to be in the cutscene chest.
Not so fast.
Oh yeah, we do
He's
have
just
that
a
one.
boy going for the map.
Yep, that we do have that check remaining. There it is. Okay. Alrighty.
Thankfully, with Butter Sword, Vitreous isn't nearly as dangerous as he would be otherwise, and having Cape will... Literally, you can just cheese the fight. I mean, it's not nearly as much of a cheesed fight as shooting silvers, but it'll do.
Alrighty.
Interesting routing choice by Dragonstrike going to the right first.
Yeah. Although this is what I usually do in Turtle Rock too. I don't generally go to the other room until I do this room first as well.
And that's a spooky action glitch for He's Just a Boy. It's the first one, takes 2 shots for the second, that's really good. And a swag dash from Dragonstrike.
Quizbowl, you're about to see it for yourself, but it's in the spike room here in Turtle Rock. The room to the south here. Alright. So those of you calling this race over, if Dragonstrike does what I think he's going to do, yep, he's mirroring out. He's going to be in Mire. He's going to have those silvers, so he's going to be able to clear up Vitreous a little bit faster. Yes, granted, he's going to be a full dungeon behind, but he's also going to have those silvers for the Ganon fight. And there's still a chance that this goes to a left-right decision in Ganon's Tower. Speaking of Ganon's Tower, it's time for the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. The bot has started. 22 locations in Ganon's Tower, one of which has our big key in it. Number from 1 to 22 in chat. Where you think that big key is going to be.
I'm going for 8 as chat points out Silver Slash versus Silverless is about a 90-second difference, which sounds about right with good execution.
Yep. I can already tell you it's going to be more than a 90-second difference between these two, though. So this is going to come down to a left versus right, I think.
Also, for Dragonstrike,
Honk.
One of the best things from Untitled Goose Game. The goose going honk.
Yep. Alrighty. He's just a boy, making his way up Death Mountain for the final time this seed. Dragonstrike about to enter Misery Mire himself. Alright. It does look like He's Just a Boy is firmly in control of this race at the moment, but stranger things have happened.
Yep, can confirm. Like when I soft locked on that 1x3. Oh boy. That race ended with all sorts of dumbs that I can just look back and laugh at it, really.
Alright, He's Just a Boy entering Ganon's Tower here. Dragonstrike, meanwhile, getting back into the kind of meat and potatoes of Misery Mire. Alright, there's the stop on the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. He's Just a Boy going full left here, or going to the left first from the looks of it. That's a big 20 on Bob's torch. Bob lives.
Yep, and we're not going to be needing that money. This isn't retro mode, so it's not like we need money for arrows or anything.
Nope. Alright. Chest number 2 coming up. And that's the big key!
Wow! He's just a boy, just hit it out of the park with that.
Alrighty. Alright, so Quiz Bowl guessed location number 2 and gets 18 points on the leaderboard. Golfer Bolts also guessed 2, did not do it quite as quickly as Quiz Bowl, so he receives 5 points on the leaderboard. Leader Bowl. Wow. Speaking of leaders that are bowls, Quiz Bowl, you have won the Gens Tower Big E guessing game for this race, which means you have also won a lifetime supply of Link to the Past or randomized seeds, redeemable at altttr.com. Please consult the doctor or a wiki, either one. If your standard seed lasts longer than 4 hours, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. And it does look like we indeed are going to see a Game 3 in this series.
Dragonstrike is heading straight for the map chest. This will get him a little time back, but he is rapidly running out of time because he's just a boy. Had the perfect routing for this seed for Ganon's Tower.
Yep. Alright. So, as pointed out at the start of this race, if this result holds, this is only going to be Dragonstrike's second loss in this tournament. Because Dragonstrike went undefeated through group stages, won the bye race, defeated Lumaga 2-0 in round 1, and then lost, I believe it was game 2 to Slowpoke. So at this point, Dragonstrike is 8-1. He is like second only to Rick in terms of wins in this tournament.
That's just insane to think about, because I've raced these seeds alongside Rick for a few years now, in a number of different races, and I can tell you, Rick's game is come a long way, and it is peaking at a very good time.
Alright, He's Just a Boy had an impressive first spin there, but then had to wait for the second cycle there for the Limeless 2. Gets it cleaned up with the Fire Rod, and he is onwards and upwards. He's Just a Boy has been scrapping it out for most of this tournament. He is actually 10-8 overall in this tournament so far because he did have to take the long way in the group stages and did not secure a first round bye. In fact, he has lost all but one. He has lost at least one game in each set he has played, obviously. Oh, Dracaris is also undefeated in the tournament right now. My apologies. Thank you for the correction, chat. All right, Dragonstrike gets his second crystal, and but He's Just a Boy is already to the mini Helmasaur room near the top of Ganon's Tower. Picks up that necessary second key. This is looking pretty dire for Dragonstrike at the moment.
We could potentially, now I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here, we could potentially have an unbeaten showdown in the semifinals, because right now, Dracaris is waiting on the winner of Scionti versus Scrub Casual, whereas Rick will have the 22 seed Rascal. I'm just going to say Rascal, I can't pronounce. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I will butcher it. So Rick versus Rascal in the quarterfinal, opposite of Dracaris versus the winner of Scionti Scrub Casual. So, yeah, it's getting real interesting up in here, folks.
Yeah. All right. So He's Just a Boy enlisting in the Geometry Wars. Almost had a triple, but I doubled just as good there. Speaking of doubles, unless Aga does that.
Yeah, I think Aga 2 is so prone to throwing a blue ball on that second cycle. It's like you have to be ready for it.
Alright, 2-1-1-2. The unintentional rush tribute from He's Just a Boy.
Same palindrome strikes down Aghanim.
And he's just a boy on to the big pig fight. So Dragonstrike is an entire GT behind, and it's gonna hinge. He has a remote shot at it if he goes full left immediately, and he's just a boy takes a Ganon fall or two. But other than that, he's just a boy is in firm control here, especially with that gold sword to be able to tear through phases 1 and 2. Dragonstrike, meanwhile, doing the needful, is going to go full left, is going to receive that big key relatively quickly. But he's just a boy, looks to already be on phase 3, and indeed he is. And Ganon also playing nice with the warps today so far, because we're already 3/4 of the way through phase 3.
Very quick phase 3 overall.
And now all that's left is he's just a boy needs to get the torch glitch, which he does, nice. And then I believe it is still 12 swings with that with the gold sword on this phase.
Yep, it's always 12 from Tempered and Butter Sword for the final phase, but if you're in one of those unfortunate Silverless Master Sword situations or trying low percent, you need 24.
Yep. All right, we are at 3, I believe, for He's Just a Boy at the moment. There's 4.
Firebat's got him, but
5.
he stood still, didn't fall.
6. I don't know why that didn't relight, but whatever. Alright,
This is a well-coded video game.
Yeah. Case in point, the fact that the torch glitch exists at all. This cannon fight.
Happens to all of us.
Alright. I mean, heck, I had a pretty poor Ganon fight, and that cost me a race. Oh, Rage Fire Rod shots.
Just don't overdo it like I did with the silvers in my last race. Oh boy. That was ugly,
right.
but anyway, we got bacon.
Alright. He's Just a Boy finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 49 seconds. Get those GGs out in chat. Got him, indeed. Alright. Meanwhile, Dragonstrike, making good time up Ganon's Tower, just did the first Wizrobe room. We're gonna see if we can talk to some people here. Looks like we do have He's Just a Boy in the waiting room. And we're going to go ahead and pull him in here as Dragonstrike makes his way up Ganon's Tower. So welcome on in, and GG's, He's Just a Boy.
GG.
Yeah.
GG.
Oh man. 2 seeds in a row with like horrible horrible hammer locations. Like, yikes.
I swear this bot goes through streaks of just being absolutely terrible with some of its item locations. I think we're in the middle of one of those right now.
I would totally agree. I think that this tournament has had it out for making some pretty trolly seeds.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw one last night, and I was starting to get some trauma flashbacks to last night's scene at a couple points here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The primary difference here was I think Dragonstrike kind of had a bit of gambler's fallacy because he actually dipped Swamp hammerless.
I kind of thought he would.
Yeah, like you went to ice and you went to ice and Dragonstrike was like, I've seen this movie before. I'm gonna go into Swamp, and he entered Swamp right around the time you found Hammer, and it was just like, oh no.
Yeah, I was starting to feel pretty behind. My execution just felt off the whole first part of the seed, and picking up the boots late. I was just kind of like, I was not feeling good. I was feeling pretty behind, and really, I wanted to go to Turtle Rock. Like, I was like, this seed's saying something about Turtle Rock. Like, I have a feeling there's something in there. And then it was like, okay, well, it's just never going to give me the hammer, so I guess I'm not going to Turtle Rock ever. And yeah, then I just, like, I purposely left all the stuff over, like, the dwarf smiths and that kind of junk. And I was like, if it's over there, I'm probably going to lose because I'm already behind. So let's make a jump into Ice Palace. And yeah, found the hammer, and I was like, no way. Okay, this is starting to get good. And then I was like, but I'm still feeling that Turtle Rock place. So I kind of did a quick little dip of swamp, not the whole thing, and was like, yeah, I got to make my way up to Turtle Rock. Let's see what's up there.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah, that flute. Very surprising in that Turtle Rock did not actually make you wait until Laser Bridge this time.
Yeah,
that always seems to be the joke. Is if Pendant PR is going to have progression, it's going to be on Laser Bridge. And nope, this time it was just like, hey, here's that flute you've been looking for.
Where were those silvers? I guess that's probably with the smiths.
Graveyard Ledge.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, when Dragonstrike was going around checking everything he could, that was one of the locations he went to, and that's where he got the silvers.
I just had so much locations that were spread apart throughout, like, the map, and I'm like, everything is so slow. I'm like, if I start checking this stuff, like, I'm gonna waste like 10 minutes and probably find nothing. So let's make a play. And I do like Ice Palace, so I'm kind of happy it worked out a little bit.
And a double to finish for Dragonstrike. Get your GGs in chat for Dragonstrike, as he does have to cross this dangerous 1x3 to finish.
Yep.
And yep, I learned something about that one myself. So
Yeah.
we'll leave it at that.
To be fair, it wasn't so much the bridge so much it was an animation glitch. But Dragonstrike does survive the dangerous 1x3 and finishes in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour 40 minutes and 10 seconds. We'll see if he wants to come in for an interview.
Yeah, he just popped into the interview room.
Oh, yep, there he is. I don't know why he didn't come up on my Discord mention thing, but okay. We'll go ahead and drag him on in. GG's.
GG's, boyo.
GG's.
Right.
I will pick a short hammer next, Kappa.
Yeah, is there? Do we have an assured hammer mode?
Yeah. They're working on that for V32.
After this race, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm gonna guess that play to swamp was entirely you going. This is happening again, isn't it? Wasn't it, Dragonstrike?
Yeah, kinda, and I wanted to route in Fat Fairy as well, because it was open to me already, so yeah, had to go there anyway, again with the portal.
Yep. But yeah, that would probably, I would say, be the difference in this seed, as I was kind of telling He's Just a Boy. It's just, you went to swamp and he went to ice and just happened to find that hammer first. And that just kind of gave him the advantage, which he then pressed. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Well, both water dungeons with the hammer. Thanks, game.
Yeah, I was starting to get pretty worried when it was like, hey, we're going to Aghanim. Please just give me the hammer and pod. Like, I don't want to see the mitts. I really don't want to see the mitts.
Yeah. And then mitts.
Yeah. That's about how it
Because
goes.
Rando hates you and everything you stand for. I don't know why we still play this game sometimes.
Because it's fun. It's still fun, even when the
Yeah,
game's
true.
But GG's Dragonstrike. I really look forward to our game 3. It's gonna be fun.
All right. So, alrighty then. Is there any information you can share about that game 3 yet, or is that something you guys still need to discuss?
I would guess it would be early Eastern time on either Saturday or Sunday.
Alrighty then, we'll be looking forward to that on the schedule. But for now, there is a race waiting to start over on Zelda Speedruns. It's another quarterfinal matchup. It's going to be Quiz Bowl and Sinan. I think I'm saying that right. I've forgotten the pronunciation because I haven't done it in a while. My bad. But it's their second match in that series as well, and it'll be starting on Zelda Speedruns _3 here very shortly. So the reason why I'm trying to wrap up is because I'm coming that race as well, and I need to get my backside over to that channel to start that commentary. So on behalf of everybody here in the Go Mode podcast crew, myself, Leslie Pro, thank you for jumping in mid-race. Appreciate it. Thank you to iBot02 for tracking, and Math Girl for restreaming. Looks like we're heading on over there with a raid, so we'll see you over there for that matchup. Thank you to our runners as well for the excellent match. Sorry, I almost forgot that.
Yep. Don't forget to follow the runners, because they put on a heck of a show. But I do have one question for Dragonstrike. Have you decided on what mode for Game 3 as of yet, or are you thinking about it for a moment?
Standard.
All right, I like it.
There you have it, folks. Standard assured. I have to take the uncle out of habit because, old habits die hard.
Can we just do an ambrosia seed?
And on that note, I'm going to drop out so I can go get over there. So we'll get wrapped up here, and I'll see you over at Zelda Speedruns 3. Anybody who's coming on over. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Take care, guys. GG's.